pretty awesome. I guess having all that nice slime abilities helps you out in a lot of different ways. A lot of different ways. Are you guys excited? You guys ready to get the show started? Let's see if they're ready to get this show started. Oh, Will being over here like that. Thank you guys all so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. And Evie, I did see you redeem that notice me. You have been noticed. You have been noticed. Hello, hello.
Hello there.
Hello. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing proper good eyes, family, bruv.
Oh, British talk. I love it. I wish I could do the British talk too. Let me try. Water boil. Water boil? Is that good? Does that work? Is that how you do it?
You having a giggle, mate? You having a giggle at me? Bottle of water? I'll have you know that's a proper insult. It is. I'm gonna get me old mum and pop to have a proper go at you, innit?
No, we don't want mom and pops to go after me because I'll get my dad and father. I have to compete. I have to compete you with my American talk. Do like country southern accent? Is that how I do it? Is that how I do it?
Right. Yeah. You mean the completely buggerized version of what we are, great British patriarchy, brought upon you and bequeathed upon you with our glorious benevolence, which you then ruined entirely.
What? Nah, never. We never ruin anything, right? Right? We Americans never ruin anything what we do.
No,
especially not right now. Definitely not right now.
Nothing at
yeah, no, we never ruin anything. no. But like, I wish I could talk as fancy and amazing as this lovely slime over here. But you know what? I can
help you.
Oh, you can help me?
Be British right now. Do you want me to teach you?
Oh yeah, teach me British. Be me to be more British.
Like an easy peasy 1, 2, 3 guide. Okay, so first thing you got to do. Okay, first thing you go air.
Air.
You say air.
Oh, air.
Okay?
The air.
And then you say hair.
Hair.
And then you say lair.
Lair. I'm feeling I'm going to fall for.
And then you put it all together.
Oh, hello. Hey, yo.
There you go. You're 5 biscuits away from a Boston Tea Party already.
Perfect. Awesome. I'm going to get my biscuits after I drink my Mountain Dew and my tequila and all the rest of the giant
biscuit. Your biscuits are like crumpets and whatever.
Yeah, my biscuit's an Oreo cookie. Yeah, mine's an Oreo cookie. That's my biscuit. So that's how I do it. No, and then all the like waffles and pancakes and the giant amount of maple syrup and bacon. That's my breakfast.
Better stop talking about food because I'm getting real snackish around now.
Snackish. Well, we gotta watch out. We don't know what you eat. You probably eat a lot of different things, but not that I know of.
Yeah, would
guys,
you like to know?
Chat. I'm safe, right? Like I don't really do too much research on the people I'm a guest.
Of course you're safe. Don't worry about it.
yeah, those dim eyes though. Like we have to watch out for those because I've had this happen before, and it usually never ends well for me. I have lost many limbs from all the VTubers with dim eyes, so I might have to watch out because I'm really close proximity to her. You know, she's like I'm in danger. I'm in danger.
Hey, you may be physically rather close, but the alternate reality ain't gonna save you either. If a slime girl like me, I live in an extra dimensional place to begin with, so crossing one dimension to another wouldn't be that hard. Don't worry, I know where to find you. Anyway, thanks for letting me on that.
Yeah, I love this. This is totally not a mistake in any way, shape, or form. It's just nah. This is totally.
You invite me to a talk show, then you invite me to your house, and then you invite me into everywhere, and then I never leave.
Oh.
I'm like that cat that follows you home that you see on the way home from work.
Well, what could go wrong? I love cats. Nothing could go wrong. Look, see, it's cat. I love it. So you see, nothing could go wrong. Yeah, nothing could go wrong. Nothing will ever go wrong. But hello, everyone. This is a fun little VTuber talk show we like to host each and every week where we get to know a brand new VTuber. Today, we have a very lovely, energetic, and British, amazing VTuber today with 3 arms. She can do everything, right? You can do it. Wow, she can do all the things. Look at that. Plenty of arms. How about you introduce?
I think you made a slime.
Yeah, you know, slime. You know, like those things. They can do anything. You know, just watch out what you leave.
Knife.
Yeah, no,
Need something off the top shelf? I got you on that one. Need extra handshake? I got you there.
2 handshakes. You know, I love it. I love it. That works perfectly. Just watch out what you get on my couch, though. Oh wait, what was that?
Nothing.
Oh, is that blades? You have blades on your butt?
They're my wings. You know, slime girls have to be able to fly too. You know.
Oh, okay,
So
wings. Yeah.
Manifesting whatever the day requires.
Ah, makes sense. Makes sense. You know what? Hey, that sounds handy.
Maybe you like a bit of pussy. Turn into a pussy. Maybe you want to fly. Then you get to fly.
Yeah, because I want all of those things. Obviously. Yeah, 100%. Definitely the flying part. Definitely the flying. 100%. Of course.
And pussy.
Oh yeah. Not like, who doesn't like that? You know, he doesn't. Obviously. But for those who do not know you very well, how about you introduce yourself?
So my name is Inky, part of the Kari Mansion. I am a interdimensional slime girl that technically lives within an interdimensional space within the Kari Mansion, and I am a problem, and now I'm your problem. Congratulations.
My problem? I thought this was a solution. This is great. You know, with all the things you can do, I think this is perfect. This is amazing. I don't know. I don't see a problem with here. You guys, do you see a problem? You guys see a problem? Nah, I don't see a problem. No problem at all.
Oh, we're gonna have so much fun, especially when you're sleeping and I'm just whispering my name into your ear until it's the first thing you say when you wake up in the morning.
I was wondering what that was last night. I thought I was just dreaming really nicely. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, about that.
Well, sounds like I'm going to have a lot of restless nights lately. But that sounds like a good thing. It'd be great. For those who have never come to one of my shows before, this is a fun talk show where we'll be asking 15 questions to a lovely guest here to get to know them a little bit. We'll be getting into like how they first got started, some upcoming plans, some fun facts about them, and the designs and thoughts that went into it. So it's gonna be fun. Sit back, relax, have your tea and crumpets and all your celestial, dimensional, demon slime food that they normally eat. And sit back and relax. It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be an amazing time. It's gonna be great.
And anything you don't eat, I'll happily gobble up afterwards. And if you're here after the doors have closed, then you're fair game too.
So, I'm fair game?
I mean, look, the rules are the rules, you know. No staying in after the doors are closed. Am I right? They gotta keep this place spick and span. No freeloaders.
Oh, but I live here though. This is my house. Like, do not look anything past the camera because there's like literally nothing there. There's like holes from other VTubers. There's a lot of burn marks. There's a lot of things.
You know, it's funny.
No, come back. No, don't look at that. Don't look.
Wow, that is a lot. Yeah, you know, it's personal culture as well. I see.
Yeah. Just sure about that. The audience doesn't need to know that. Doesn't need to know that.
I was all on board until I saw the 59 different posters of Ishtola from Final Fantasy 14. I mean, absolutely based, but 59?
There were gifts. It's the gifts from
the only anthropomorphic creature that you'll need in your life is right here.
Okay, cool, awesome. That's the only waifu. The only waifu is you, right? No one else. Just don't look at my posters back here. Just don't.
It's okay. It's just a tactile reminder of the people that I need to hunt down.
Ooh. Well, hopefully we don't have to worry about that. Maybe she'll forget about this after we get through our questions, right?
Distractions? Oh boy, I love distractions.
Hey, distractions! I love that. See, perfect. See, this is easy peasy. For those who also would like to ask questions, you guys can ask as many questions you want to our lovely guest here. And if you guys do not have a question, you can do something called Spin the Wheel, which is a redeem that you guys can redeem, and a random pop-up of a question will pop up, which Peeps have already did. And also we have the hydrate too. So while we hydrate,
you know, I think that's a jolly good way of starting things off. I have my coffee here. God, caffeine fix my life.
I love caffeine. Caffeine is the source of everything. I already drink all my caffeine before this, but
now if only I could do my taxes as well, it'd be perfect.
Ooh, yeah, I know. I still need to pay off my taxes. Anyway, let's distract ourselves with the waifu girls. Yes, let's distract ourselves with that. We don't have to worry about taxes and real life stuff. That's not what this show is about.
The taxes, the only thing that's gonna be taxed is the bed frame.
Ooh, yeah. What kind of taxes do you pay?
moral ones.
True, though, true. Well, let's get started with the first spin, which we have 2 spins for you, actually. We have 2 spins, so let's go pop up, and these amazing spins.
Spin that shit.
Spin the question, spin the wheels, all the good
Also,
stuffs.
am I allowed to swear? Just as
Yeah, you can swear as much as you like. Yeah, you go.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah!
Bug tits, wanker, cockney, bugger, shit face. Woo!
Woo! YouTube is not going to monetize that one, but it's great. I don't know why, but she looks familiar. I wonder.
That's probably because you saw me in the corner of your room last night.
Yeah, watch out, Will. Be careful.
Speaking.
Speaking of uncomfortable things to see in the middle of the dark room, favorite Pokemon.
Ooh, see,
Connection.
This is kind of a fun one because I just recently got back into collecting Pokemon cards actually in earnest, like the first time since I was like, but a wee young lass. Mostly because I've become cripplingly addicted to cardboard crack. Oh gosh. So if I would have answered this question from like back in the day, it would have been Cypher. However, having gotten back into Pokemon recently, there's so many. Oh gosh. I want to say the 3rd evolution of the weird water starter from Sword and Shield.
Oh, the Snobble.
Snobble? Yeah, the
Snobble?
one that looks like it's wearing a waistcoat.
Yeah,
Very
yeah, he's
smart,
like
very-
crying
very
all the time.
demure.
Vtuber.
Looks like he looks like he's about ready to start serving as all low-born scum should do towards me.
Oh yeah, 100%. We need him to protect you because he's the proper gentleman in the British culture. So he's like James Bond. So he's perfect for you. He's perfect for you, you know?
Yeah. Plus, he's got lots of water to keep
Oh,
us
yeah.
all hydrated.
Exactly. He just will shoot you very far away with the water to hydrate you. Yeah, 100%.
Yes, hydrate. I could have totally made the inappropriate joke of saying, haha, Vaporeon is my favorite because did you know that in Townsend...
No, stop it. No. Too many VTubers have tried to give me that fact. No. We don't need that.
I mean, hey, you know, at least that was the meme.
Yeah.
I gave you an answer that wasn't that to begin with.
Yeah, no, trust
I'm
me.
not
I was
that
surprised. I thought you were going to say Vaporeon, and I was like, okay, here we go
Also,
again.
Just because I may be a yandere and I might be slightly degen pilled, but I do have some substance to me, and I know appropriativity when it comes about.
There's, you know, restraint, right? Restraint. It's all about restraint.
And favorite Pokemon is not something you joke about.
No. Like we judge you harshly. You'll be judged very harshly on the internet for whoever is your favorite Pokemon. Like if Charizard your favorite Pokemon, you are being yeeted off this fur. Yeah, basic. Pikachu, basic. Eevee, still basic. But like my favorite is Gengar. I love Gengar.
I think that's like a very like middle of the road answer. I know so many people who like Gengar.
Yeah. Based,
I
yes.
gotta be honest though, Ghastly though? Ghastly's a little guy,
Ooh,
like
yeah.
with that like tongue constantly drooping out. He's like just a constant dude, right? He's like,
Yep. Grizzly. I don't. In the cartoons, he was amazing. I love him. He's so good.
Little goober.
He's such a
In fact,
goober.
the entire Gengar line is.
I love them. They're my favorite. I've always been into ghost types. I just love all ghost type Pokemon. So like
I cannot think about that entire evolution without thinking about the story from Sabrina and the Cubone and the dead mother and the fact that it wears the skull of its mother.
That made me cry so much when I was a kid. When I found that out, I was like, "Holy frick! This is Pokemon!" You know, it's so good. And all of them, like the balloon ghost type, like grabs kids and like pull them away. Do you know about that?
Yeah.
Like that was actually in like a game too. Like a kid was about to be abducted. It was awesome. Love that. It's great stories.
Give me like 2 seconds.
No worries. Get all the seconds. Go all the seconds. Seconds. Said seconds. Well, make sure you guys realize what I was trying to say. Seconds. All the seconds. I mean, the longest time Alakazam was my favorite, but it still be Gengar was bad. I like Alakazam too. They're really good. Welcome back. You totally said seconds, by the way. I totally said seconds.
Why do people keep misconstruing? Yes, definitely said that. People seem to keep misconstruing when I say that. Do I really need to like enunciate that properly? 2 seconds, please. I suppose I need to stop like allowing myself to get too what's the word? Fast?
Fast?
Excited?
Excited? Yeah, no, because when I say seconds too fast, sometimes it says something, it sounds like it says something else, and all my guests get really excited for some reason. I don't know why. Don't know why.
I don't think that's necessarily a problem with the person saying it. I think that's a problem with the degenerate minds, the people who are interpreting it that way.
Exactly. It's not our fault, it's your fault.
Yes, exactly.
Cool. Did you know that as far as everyone VTubers, Inky is the most human compatible, along with smooth skin? Oh, now I was just talking about you as a Vaporeon.
Did you know that in terms of did you know that in terms of human to slime girl interconnectivity, that Inky is the most compatible? Because I will be there all around you. Any questions?
Questions, yes. Next one. We'll do one more spin, and then we'll go through some of my questions. We'll be going through all these spins. Oh, hey, look, you purple.
I'm purple now.
Nice. And then now you white?
I'm very Caucasian.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. You know, just want to make sure that whatever that slime is.
Oh, it's mint frosting.
Right. Crest toothpaste. Yes, well, Crest toothpaste. I love it. I love the eyes though. The eyes look really sick. I think they're really cool. That's probably my favorite part about your design is the eyes.
Oh yeah. Something about exotically colored eyes is always one of my favorite things about any kind of design.
They're always really good. They're always good. So, who is your inspiration? Who's your Oshi?
Oh god, that's such a damn. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't have any like what I would consider to be conventional Oshis. I guess like I don't like the idea of stardomism. I don't like the idea of idolization. There are certainly people who like I don't like. I perceive everyone to be on equal footing. I perceive people to be everyone to be like on the same merit. I definitely see people who have done a lot of work, and I can value the fact they've done a lot of work, and it inspires me in that way. But I don't really have, because like the idea of an Oshi seems so like, it's that cliche of like how people treat Hatsune Miku. The second someone gains a moment of stardomism, and it's like, oh, so cringe. But
So
I could definitely say it as like the people who inspire me, like as far as peers go. It's gonna sound so cringe. Fucking Maxor is someone who I admire immensely, solely for the fact that that man works absolutely like a goddamn train. His like business practice and the way he puts himself and the level of effort he puts into what he does is paramount to none. I immensely admire the sort of creative works of some of oh god, what's the name? Little V, sorry. The sort of creative talent, musical talent, it's been a big inspiration for me wanting to push myself into my own music sort of learning process, I guess. And Doug. One, for the grind and the technical know-how, and it being another inspiration for me wanting to become a coder myself.
nice, I like that. This sounds like a lot of the people you're inspired by is just people who are just extremely hardworking and always goes through that like grind set of like always being consistent and always trying to better themselves. I like that. It's good inspiration. I like that. It's good.
A lot of my motif is to mold myself in a way that homages that kind of effort, if you will. But I hate the idea of like seeing people as better or more valuable just because they've made stuff. So it's not like I see them as better. I just admire their work and I admire their like professionality.
I love it. That's so cool. That's cool. All right, well, hey, keep it up. Go. You're on your way to doing that too. I saw some of the work you've been doing like to catch up for upcoming projects, and you have a lot going for you. So I can't wait to see how well you do.
I could list off everything at the moment. I've got my comic in the works. I've got my coding that I'm working on. I'm working on vocal stuff to work on voice acting. Music stuff's been a bit of a thing that's been put on the back burner just because there's so much going on. I mean, all the while mixing in having to deal with streaming, having to sort out YouTube stuff, having to organize moving house and all that other nonsense. That's a lot going on in my life.
Sounds like a lot. But hey, keep up the good work. And don't forget to take breaks. Even slimes need to take breaks.
What's a break? I have ADHD.
A break is when you just relax.
Jarvis, define break.
Well, a mandatory time of relief and compilation of you need to rest and relax and rejuvenate. Technically.
You know that for anyone on any kind of spectrum, like especially like ADHD, the concept of not doing something with your day is immensely disconcerting.
Oh, you're right. Right. Let me rephrase it. Doom scrolling.
Okay, now that I know way too much.
There we go. That's what a break is. Doom scroll. That's all you need. That's all you have to worry about.
The horrible trap of doom scrolling Twitter.
Oof. Yeah, ADHD.
I was trying to look up references for my artwork, but now I'm looking at gratuitous amounts of hentai.
Yep, it always leads to that. I don't know how. We literally walk like pretty much a really nice educational thing about zebras, and we get into the craziest history of like this really amazing tags of different characters.
Yeah, there I was, casually looking for references for my artwork. I've just spent the last 3 hours reading some dirty, smutty romance novel from the depths of my Twitter. I don't know how it happens. I could have stopped gooning 20 minutes ago, but it's just, you know.
Yeah, it just happens. It happens. We couldn't stop it. It's just how it is. It's how it is. 100%. And also, I saw that Beepoo was saying, "Give you 2 flowers of friendship. Do you accept the flowers of friendship?" We always accept the flowers of friends. You're a lovely, lovely one. All the flowers. You probably eat the flowers, though. You would eat the flowers? I feel like you eat the flowers.
Depends how hungry I was.
You sound pretty hungry.
Oh, you gotta understand, as a slime girl, I go by the typical notion of D&D slime character antics, where, you know, anything that ends up inside my goo can be dissolved and absorbed into biomass to fuel my my antics. And seeing as I am somewhat more of a more complicated slime creature, I require a constant flow of biomass in order to keep my sheeny, slimy antics going.
I see. Well, we gotta watch out for the slime, you know, because, you know, who knows what would happen if we get too much of that slime on us. Right? We don't want that. We don't want that. Yeah, you don't want that. Do you taste like Jello? Well, these are the questions.
You want to find out?
Yeah, I was gonna say, these questions, they lead to things. You gotta watch out for those. We've seen too many spicy anime.
Hearken those who dare test the antics of a slime girl.
Yeah, watch out, my friend. Singing in the shower and fun until you get soap in your mouth. Then it's a soap opera. It's the best operas. The best. I bet. Yeah, but do you sing in the shower?
Admittedly, recently I have been. It's been a great way of me like practicing certain vocal stems.
Because I imagine you would probably be really good at it, because like your voice is really nice, and I think it's really cool, and I definitely would love to hear you do more voice acting. But I would love to see any of the covers you've done. Have you done some already?
Oh, I am nowhere near that far into my practice. I'm like really still early on. Gonna be one of those things where my plan is to do metal covers more than anything else.
That'd be cool. All right, I could see you do some metal. Let's do some metal. Well, I'll love to see it. Well, peeps, thank you for the cheers. I really appreciate it immensely. The cooling geek in me knows that knows to know what your coding experience is. All right, we'll answer this question really quickly.
What, all 3 days of it?
Just 3 days? Wow, you're just starting up on this. Jeez.
Yeah. So this is like a bit of like Kari lore kind of thing. I never really, like, literally in the last, I'd say 13, 14 months, I've completely overhauled my entire existence, my entire life. I went from 30 odd years of my life just coasting and doing things that I thought was safe and not really wanting to push myself. And in the last like 13, 15, 16 months so, I've strived to try and make the most of my life. And I want to, rather than like sitting there and thinking to myself like, damn, it's cool those people can do that thing, I want to do those things. And there's a few things, I know I can't do everything, so I gave myself a short list of things that I really want to try and achieve in my life that I'm passionate about. Coding is one of them, music's another, and my art is in there. That's something I've been doing since I was a kid. And I want to be good at those things. And I can use those with my streaming, so they kind of complement my sort of professionality as it is.
No, that's perfect.
My coding though, so far I've managed to make a script that allows me to tell if it's hot outside or not.
Hey, that's cool. Okay, you get your own temperature. I love that. Well, that's actually really inspirational and it's really respectful. I love that you actually bunkering down and finding the couple of things that you really want to get good at, and you will go as hardcore as possible to get good at those things, and it's going to help you out with your content. So I think that's really cool.
Like I've been good at a couple things aside from those, but you know, striving to do things has always been like I've never really. I don't know what it is. I spent most of my early adulthood, if you will, just kind of doing what was safe, and I don't know. I hit a point where I kind of realized I need to start putting myself first. I need to start like being motivated. I need to start like rather than just like being content to coast and be the backseat. I'm gonna take prerogative to do the things. It's like when somebody tells you how do you get fit and healthy. Well, you have to go to the gym. You have to make time for it. So the only excuse for not doing something is you're just not making time for it. If you really want to do it that badly, you make time for it. So that's what I'm doing.
And I like that. That's good. It's good. Good way to think about things too. If you guys want to get good at something, you have to make time for it. That's how it is. You sacrifice time to better yourself. That's how it works. 100%. Cool. Awesome.
To answer the question, not much is what I'm going to say. I have not much experience of coding. My current goal is to make my big goal is to make my first goal to like say that I've sort of learnt coding to a certain degree is to make a program that allows me to select people from my chat to bring them up as a text-to-speech model on my stream, so that then I can use them for like D&D or to have them speak for an event or something else that requires their input. Like if I'm playing Civilization and then they get to be the mayor of my town, for example.
Okay, I see that. Is that a coding language you have to deal with?
Yeah, I'm using Python. I was recommended Python.
And I will answer this one last question really quickly. I think it's one word, in my opinion, but I guess if you do spread them out a little bit, it does become 2 words.
Sorry, what was the question?
Oh no, nothing. Let's move on to the first question.
Yeah, spread. Now you perked my elvish ears up. How could you can't just say the word spread and not have my interest?
Well, true, 100%. And if you actually knew what the actual question was, you'd probably be really interested in it. Do you want to hear what the question is?
Yes.
Well, not JJ, someone else, completely different, is saying, is butt cheeks 1 word or 2 words? I'm wondering if I spread them out.
We're talking about your own butt cheeks, right?
I'm talking about the question. I'm not saying anything.
No, we're talking about the person who asked the question. It sounds like they're trying to get advice for like their own cotton game. It sounds like they need to get pegged.
Yep, it sounds like it. Not JJ. I'm pretty sure JJ would totally want to get paid, but not JJ. You have to find some answers for your own. You have to find some answers for you.
Better ways to figure out how to get pegged than asking a Twitch chat. I'm just saying.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't want him. This might not be the best place.
I have DMs. You can hit me up there. I'm just saying.
Hey guys, DM her. She loves all that kind of experiences. So definitely help her out. Well, hey, let's get started with the first question.
This Craigslist interview really good. When
I know, right? Did you not know that this was kind of this kind of show? Like, look at the couch you were sitting at. I'm just saying. Gee, it was a surprise interview, right? You didn't know exactly what to get yourself into. But nah.
I'm not complaining. Inky knows how to handle herself.
Yep, you can handle yourself. I think, you know what? I think you got this. You're doing a great job, miss. You're doing a great job.
Talk show, ends up pregnant. Woo!
Woo! Let's go! No. But the first question is to start off any interview the right way, and that's how you got started in the first place. That is, why and when did you want to get into streaming?
Oh, that's a question and a half. I've been at this longer than I dared try to admit. Okay.
Feels.
So, technically, if we go at this from like streaming solely and from the day that I first started, I started streaming in 2016. So about 9 years ago. And it was literally something I did because at the time I had a patron community for my artwork, and we used to do gaming nights, and the people who couldn't join in for the game at the time were like, hey, why don't you just stream it to Twitch so that at least we can watch what you're doing? So my first ever stream was in 2016. It was whilst I was living with a really cute furry couple. And it was
Awesome.
for a game called PlanetSide 2, and it was all of 2 hours long of me getting my absolute shit kicked in PlanetSide 2, and I think I had maybe 10 viewers at the time, which for a first stream wasn't too bad.
It's pretty impressive, right?
But so that's technically by the notion of streaming. I've been a content creator for about 20 years.
Wow. What have you made?
In terms of like, I've been doing my artwork as a full-time job for 20 years. That's where it all started. And then like my Twitch career, although it started around that time, I didn't really go full-time at Twitch until I was done with university, because I started university about a year before I started on Twitch. And I was using my artwork to subsidize me needing to get a job, which is pretty cool, you know? Not needing to go out and become a slave to the man, you become a slave to yourself instead. It's great.
Yay!
Wake myself up, whip myself to get producing some of that beautiful furry smut that you gotta make, pay the bills.
Boy,
There's suspiciously wealthy furries everywhere, back before VTubers are even a thing. And for the most part, like, it was me face camming, just trying to put across this like very British personality. I just was doing it for the fun. And then I started playing a game called Warframe, which was the first game I'd actually played where I started gaining some traction for just being there as a game. And I basically mained that game for almost 5 years, which kind of helped build my initial community up to a point where I had like I got partnered back on the original system of the partner scheme. I was partnered with Warframe, the developers and everything. I worked with the developers. I got flown out a couple times.
Wow.
I have my own glyph in that game, and it ended on a bit of a sour note because the devs turned into a bunch of little and yeah, from my entire time playing with that game and sort of making it my career, I started doing YouTube guides for the game, which kind of helped me branch out to really expand. And that's what kind of helped me realize that you can't grow on Twitch unless you're willing to use other platforms. It helped me understand the professionality of things, understand numbers, metrics, algorithms, all that kind of stuff. Turned me into a bit of a data muncher. I started getting really, really interested in numbers and everything. And it was towards the end of my time in Warframe, I realized that I'd been pushing the notion of being there for me rather than the game itself, because who wants to, like, as much as the game's great and everything, if you tie yourself to just a game, like if you tie your entire brand to a thing, if that thing is no longer interesting or a bit taboo or becomes unpopular, then guess what? You lose your viewership with it. And that was what happened with Warframe to a degree, and I was very lucky. And as a fun little statistic, when somebody goes from a one game Andy to branching out into variety normally, the average fall off is about 40 to 50% of your overall viewership. I only lost 20% because I'd spent literally the last year beforehand, day in, day out, saying, hey guys, we're going to start doing some variety content. And rather than just instantaneously snopping over to it, I'd slowly branched into it to ease people into understanding that there was more games out there than just Warframe.
Oh, that's smart. Very smart. I like that.
Oh, yes. And that was sort of where I started my sort of second chapter of my content creation career, where I started taking things very professionally. I was making things about me and the content I was making rather than about a game. And that was like the chapter that led me into where I am now.
I like that. That's actually really clever. I think that's actually really well done. And like, sounds like you handled yourself very organizationally. That's a word. And you pretty much took care of the whole situation very proper. You know, because like you said, a lot of people just snap of the finger. I'm doing something different now. They lose majority of the content. You actually eased it in, let people know about it, and people liked you for not just your gaming skills or the game you're playing specifically. They like you because of you, and they want to see you do something. And that's the main thing about being a variety streamer, is that they want to see you do something, not what you're doing.
I get asked a lot from like different from people who are trying to grow their content and everything about how they either branch out to do variety content on. But the biggest thing that I say to all of them, and it all comes down to the notion of you have to do what you need to do what you want to later. You cannot just jump into something and expect it to work if you're not willing to do what is necessary first. And what is necessary is research, compromise, and willing to work with the medium you're given. Different games, different mediums, different platforms require different approaches, and if you're not willing to compromise and work with what works, then you're going to have a much harder time growing. And that's what I did. I did a lot of stuff that I didn't necessarily like. Even when I wanted to pull away from Warframe, I was still playing occasionally to placate those who still enjoyed that. To be like, hey, you know, I might be playing other stuff now, and you guys might be singularly minded, but hey, look, we also play this other game. Because then it would be like I'd start a stream with the game they wanted. Like, it's okay, I'm still considering you guys. So you see that we're playing this game now, and then as I jump out from that game, the rest of the people who were there for that game would be like, you know, so I mean, some of them would drop out, but some of them would stick around for a game they would have otherwise not stuck around for, and it got them used to the idea that there were other games that they could watch for.
Exactly, and that's what you need to do. I like that. It's actually well done. And I think a lot of content creators don't really realize this, and that is that you do have to sacrifice a little bit of some of the things you want to do to like jump into the things you really want to do later.
Right.
You know, you have to.
It's very much that mentality of you have to set your expectations based on what you're willing to do. And if you're not willing to do what's needed, then. But it's also like expectations. If you're only doing fun, then you don't really have to. You're not expecting to like take it that seriously. But if your expectation is to grow and to get bigger and to do things, then you have to do what is needed to do that.
Yes, all the do's. Do all the do's.
Not being the little cunt waffles that sit there going, women streamer, they're taking my viewers, damn those women.
No! Them and the bigger boobas and all the personalities is taking all my viewership. How dare they? Is like, you know.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. I'm afraid to say that the people who were gooning to that big titty streamer you're complaining about probably weren't going to come and watch you to begin with anyway.
Yep, true. 100%. You're not taking any of their audience. They already know exactly what they want.
Exactly.
100%. And hi, old Golden Tractor. It's great to see you. And I like all the flowers and hugs. We're getting a lot of flowers today. Like, I don't know why, but we're getting a lot of flowers.
I noticed a bunch of my lot creeping in here earlier as well. I see you out there.
Oh, yep. We're watching you guys. We know you're lurking, and we love you. We love all the support.
You won't show me up, will you? Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem later.
Ooh, yeah. She's gonna be talking to you lurkers over there. Yeah, man. Look, there they are. Hi. Oh, the fire.
The back, knowing their place like the little gremlins should.
Ah, yes. With our little red anger. Watch out, guys. Watch out. It might get a little hot for us in a little bit. It might get a little hot. But with that, let's get to the next question before she starts picking off all her viewers in the back. Distraction. Spin, wheel. Distraction.
Alrighty, what's next?
Next one right here is how do you prep before streams?
Coffee.
Coffee. You know what? Fair. You know, the same here. I feel like that's what like a lot of people do nowadays, but I think is just apparent that what fuels the demon slime most is mostly coffee.
Yeah, coffee and a little bit of crying,
yeah.
A little bit of self-loathing, and a little bit of anxiety, and yeah, that usually about does it.
Yeah, you know, makes sense. You know, I understand completely. I like the purple. Purple's a nice color. Good purple. Awesome. Well, let's go to the next question, shall we? Next one is, what do you like the most about being a VTuber content creator?
Being able to do this.
Well, that's definitely a plus. Definitely a plus. I think a lot of people prefer that too. You know, I can see why. I see your argument. A good argument. I love it.
Okay, on a serious note, I love the expressivity. I love it. It means I can wake up in the morning without having to put my makeup on and not having to worry about whether I've combed my hair, whether my fucking titties hang out. I don't have to worry about putting pants on in the morning. It's great. I can just relax and chill.
Yep, no pants. We don't need pants. Pants for weaklings.
You need those anyway.
Yeah, I know. You don't need those.
They're gonna come off anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna be off anyway. Just leave them off. There's no reason to have them. There's no reason. Next one is you are slime VTuber. Am I right?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I love those colors. Oh my god, sorry. I'm gonna keep gushing about your colors every single time you change. what do you bring to the VTuber community that helps you stand out from all the other slime VTubers you do?
Autism.
Autism? You know what? Fair, fair. Actually, there's a lot of that in the VTuber community. Just saying.
Gee, do you want to know a really fun social experiment study that helps you understand why that is?
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Well, allow me to explain. Much like the furry fandom or fandoms in general, furries and fandoms such as the VTuber community, the VTuber or furry community, or any community such as that nature that's perceived online, are very heavily inducted with people of the spectrum-y nature because they are people who have been brought in from other roles of life, people who may not have fit into your social norms from regular roles in society. So fandoms such as furries, VTubers are very welcoming and open-armed and gives people inclusivity where they would not get it otherwise. So because of that, you tend to get a high volume of people who are on that spectrum because it's how they feel and where they feel accepted and can represent their slight divergent nature in a way that feels safe and secure with anonymity at its forefront.
I'm clipping that one. That's actually a really good one. I like that. Very good, very good. Very well.
It's also why you end up with so much drama in these communities as well.
Yeah.
Because you get a massive cesspit of people who have zero social skills, immense divergent brain sets, who have no idea how to talk to each other, and you wonder why some of them tend to get uppity at each other.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Now that you mentioned that, that describes all of Twitter. At least my Twitter feed. Yep, makes sense. I think we just psychoanalyze the entire VTuber community in that just 1 minute of talking.
Did I mention I have a backing in psychoanalysis?
No, I can tell. I 100%. As someone who also has a backing in psychoanalysis, I definitely understand that 100%. But also, will that ever change? Nope. Even if we know,
getting worse.
See, it's getting a lot worse. Yeah. Even if we know what the solution is, doesn't change the fact that it'll probably still keep happening.
Adversely, I will say that it's maybe not getting worse. It's just the examples are getting more polarized. You're getting way more examples of people who are very well adjusted. As fandoms become more normalized, you're getting way more like quote unquote normal people who are down one end of the spectrum. But as the internet has become way more easily accessible, and as people have become more accustomed to it, a lot more less than credulous people have also used it as an opportunity to be less than credulous. So you're getting a lot more at one end and a lot more at the other, and very few in the middle. Makes sense. The bell curve. Exactly.
All right, well, next question. That's completely unrelated. Any projects or games you're looking forward to stream this end of the year?
Ooh, Doom.
The new Doom. That's gonna look cool.
The new Doom is looking so good.
It looks so sick. Oh my god, I'm so excited for that thing. That thing looks sick as hell. I love that.
Oh yeah.
I cannot wait for more of that. That'd be cool to see. Any other projects?
Do you mean my projects or
any projects you would like to talk about that is going to be sometime at the end of this year?
Not really offhand. I'm kind of just keeping to myself more than anything else. Like,
cool.
I'm always one to jump on some fun games if I ever see them, but I never like. I can barely figure out what I'm doing for that day alone, let alone what's coming down the line.
It's very fair. I understand that completely. Well, you know what, totally good. I like to see that. Well, hey, Doom is gonna be sick when it comes out, so I'm looking forward to that as well. This is gonna be cool. Oh, it's like a peach flavor. It's like really flavor. Yeah, so tasty. You look tastier by the change.
They're gonna be jumping through this, seeing like a complete kaleidoscope of different lights coming from my side.
yeah, trust me, I'm gonna have a fun time doing that. It'll be great.
You're welcome. Well, at least you know. At least you'll be able to timestamp it. So
I
it was
will.
at the point where Inky looked like a green peach.
Yep, green peach. Then the purple grape, and then white cream flavor. Right, cream flavor. Yes, these are different flavors. Love it. Well, next question for you. Also, I love your facial animations, by the way. Just want to say, I love it when you look to the side. You look like that Doki Bird meme. You know, that one. I love it. This is perfect. I love that meme so much. So when I first saw it, I was like, oh, you know, you have that face. Great. Next question for you, and that is your community. The ones that are sitting very patiently in the back. Hopefully they not be noticed. Do you do any community nights with them?
I do, especially over the last couple of years. I've been doing a lot of like community anime nights, gaming nights, and to hang out and do generally I'm usually hanging out in my Discord outside of streams normally, either whether I'm drawing or just doing whatever. I do a lot of community stuff. I mean, if I get into VR chat, they're usually in there with me as well. Pretty much a lot of what I do is focused around them, even though begrudgingly some of them don't. Social skills.
Oh, social skills, guys. We need to learn them. We need to learn them. You can't learn them.
You know.
Yeah. But we need to learn them. We need to learn them. And unfortunately, talking to a lovely slime lady is not going to develop all your social skills that you need in life. So watch out for that. Watch out for that. But anyway, let's get into the one thing I've been really wanting to get into this entire night, and that is your design of your model. You thought I was going to say something else, didn't you?
I was hoping you were going to say me, but hey, can't always get into a lime-flavored slime girl.
No. We'll get into that taste later. No, I'm joking. What's the thoughts that went into the design of your model?
So this is the part where I have like... It kind of requires me to explain the entire lore of my mansion, but it's... To a TLDR, this character was a booger clone of Makari, essentially. The entire philosophy of my universe is that Makari is trying to find fractured pieces of herself, and these different worlds have different pieces of her scattered throughout them that manifest as different Karis. When she went to the universe that I came from, she couldn't really find one, but as she was heading back to the mansion, she was going through this chemical factory, and she ends up sneezing, and her booger goes into the goo and turns that goo into me.
Wow, so you're just a booger goo.
Technically, I'm not a typical Kari, but I'm more of a clone.
Well, we still love you. We still love you. You're still amazing as ever. We love even if you came from a little booger.
No, it doesn't matter how I started. It matters where I end.
Yeah, I know, right? Guys, trust me. It's always how it ends. That's the best part. It's always the best part. Wink. Wow. Next one is that what's your favorite part about your own design?
Ooh, of this character specifically, it's more so how I design-wise, I would say how it embodies the charisma. There's a certain design philosophy I use when I'm making certain members of the Kari cast that are more pivotal to my narrative. The Karis that are like front and center in my story are more of an inflection of my real life personality, just exaggerated to a degree. Makari as herself, she's just me as a person. She is a one-to-one reflection of my personality, who I am, and then all of these other characters like Inky. Inky is a much more exaggerated version of my go-lucky, very excitable attitude, kind of like very emotionally driven kind of sentiment. And I love that whichever of these different Karis I end up personifying through the different models I have, you can kind of see the difference between them. Some of them are more prideful, some of them are more gremlin-y, some of them have more of a resolute kind of personality, and it's the funnest part is kind of like trying to put that personality forwards in the model.
Yep, I agree on that 100%. And I think that that's how as someone who has so many different levels of that kind of stuff, like with models and styles and characters, you do have like your own instinct style do you like and favor throughout your different iterations. And I think I can see that with your art, and I like that a lot.
Absolutely.
Very well done. I love it. And then Golden Tiger, we succubites are just a bit succubites. I've been a bit succubites.
Makari calls them succubites. I call them inklings.
Okay. All right. Well, the succubites, the inklings, are pit dwellers who bully the streamer with loves and try to unite. Man, I can't talk today. I don't think you guys can set up a union with her. You guys remember?
That's cute. If you wanted a union, you shouldn't have co-signed your soul to the mansion to begin with.
Exactly. You guys need to say that outside of her reach, and you cannot say that out loud.
I can't do that. Once they're in the mansion, there's no leaving. They've signed the immaterial waiver co-signing their soul to the mansion. So once you're in the mansion, you're there for good.
Well, Whew, man, a good thing I didn't sign anything. How does one person goes into the mansion though?
Well, sometimes you can haphazardly stumble in there just by random chance. Maybe a door you walk through's been opened up that's realigned itself into the mansion. Sometimes you might get invited.
Oh.
When you step through that door, you're essentially signing the waiver and the elective choice that you have chosen to be there. And as such, as you've chosen to be there, you've chosen to delegate yourself to the roles and necessities of the mansion.
Huh.
And helping it prosper in any way you can. But it comes with many benefits. You get free Wi-Fi, you get free accommodation, you get an introductory session in the pit, and immortality because the sweet embrace of death is not going to get you away from your duties in the mansion.
Huh. But free Wi-Fi though, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Free
sick.
Wi-Fi.
I like that. I like that. I might have to check this place out. This would be great. Well, hey, I will have to check that out in the future. We'll see. We'll see. Because, you know, free Wi-Fi.
The invitation is open. You need only walk through the door.
Nice, nice. I'll have to check back in on that. I'll check back in on that. So I've been getting a lot of papers in the mail about a mansion, so I might have to actually read them up. I thought it was junk mail, but who knows? Free Wi-Fi, right? Free Wi-Fi.
The only thing junk about the mansion is Makari's personality.
Nah. Junk personality. That's just a VTuber right there. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing.
Nah, she's an uppity bitch.
Oh, dang. Wow. The smack.
Doesn't know how to run the mansion, but I'm not allowed to say about that anymore because I got told off the last time I did.
Yeah, watch out for those. You gotta watch out for those. 100%. Well, next question for you, and that is, you can go into a short version of this if you like to. But what is your lore and backstory? Yeah, shortened version. Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of a fitting question considering I'm working on the actual lore of my universe as is through the comic. So TLDR, the lore of the Kariverse. It's better that I explain the lore of the Kariverse as opposed to the lore of this character as a whole. And I have to be kind of choicey with my words here because my comic is sort of the thing that's going to talk about this, and I don't want to spoil things. But essentially, the Kari Mansion, the Kariverse, is the result of an incident that took place, and is the repercussion of a fracture, and it is the intermediary between two divisive ends of choice.
I see.
The Kari Mansion represents... It essentially represents the idea of choice and how your choices matter and how the choice that is given is the choice that can be taken away. And the story of the mansion emphasizes the difference between the importance of being given that choice versus not being given that choice. And in essence, as like a fundamental thing, Makari as herself was part of this quote-unquote fracturing, and the lore of this mansion is that she is trying to reconstitute something herself. As far as she's aware, she's trying to reconstitute herself, and for every fractured piece of her essence that she finds, these fractured essences take root on different worlds that have pushed from the mansion into these other places. And these different doors that appear on these planets or these different worlds are connected to the mansion because they are connected to the essence that has ended up on that planet. And the more of these essences that Makari brings back to the mansion, the stronger her connection to the mansion becomes, and the more complete she becomes in return.
Okay.
As her prerogative, it's always the choice to let these people decide whether they come back or not. They have the chance to find out stuff about themselves. But if they are content with being who they are and just going on with whatever it is, then they have the choice to just stay. And not everything that goes into this is going to be like a happy-go-lucky thing. There are some of these characters that end up being maybe sort of corrupted by another element that's been brought into this, the antithesis of choice, which is a big feature in the entire the lore of the comic. And the titular character, which I showed you before, she is sort of the she is the middle. She is the facsimile of a choice that was taken away, and the repercussions of that. So Makari is the idea of freedom of choice. This other end, the fracture, the shadow, is a antithesis of choice that was taken, and this other character is the middle. She is the choice that was given but taken away.
Right, I feel like I understand it quite a bit. So pretty much is that with every, and this is kind of like a mental, like multi-dimensional things of how like there's the theory that whenever you make a choice, there's another dimension of another choice that you didn't make, it gets split off, and then like there's like two timelines or two different like stories going on. One that
this is more timeline. It's more like planetary travel. The different essences essentially end up on different planets through these little fractures on every planet has like a connection to this it's like the warp from Warhammer, for example. The warp exists perpendicular to our universe, and on all around the universe there are these fractures, and these fractures lead to this warp place, which is where the mansion exists, and the mansion sort of exists between what? So you can use the mansion to go between these different fractures, which lead to all these different planets, and all these different planets could potentially have a different Kari on them.
Okay, I like that. So, and then the mansion is kind of like a way for all those different places can go into.
Exactly. It's a limbo state between the different worlds.
All right, that's cool. I like that. That's very clever. Very clever. I think that's unique too. I like the different kind of side of things. I want to see this as a video game. Like my video game feels is kind of spurred up. When you said that choices matter, I just love that. I could see that totally be like.
You are not the first person to have said that.
I think it's really cool. Like either have it as like a dating sim or having as like a. Well, obviously
God,
with all of them.
I had that idea myself.
Right? You can do it. I think that'd be good. That'd be really sick to see. And, like when you come up with choices and how like different choices will change different outcomes, and the choices you don't make will have their own different kind of like results with it. It oozes really cool video game like content and like knowledge. Like where like the game My Side or Me Side.
Me Side, yes.
Yep. I'm not saying this is similar. I'm not saying that it's similar, but like I get that vibes where like you get into something thinking that it was going to be one thing, and then with all the choices you make and all the choices you don't make, it changes the game and gets really glitchy stuff. That I just so see that as that kind of style of game,
Absolutely.
Well, hey, if you ever need,
I love that game as well. It's so good.
Good. I love that game so much.
I always love a game with a bit of a yandere character in it.
Oh yeah. I have a thing for yandere, so like I've always loved those kind of games and those kind of things.
Really?
Yeah. Honestly, like I'm that kind of like nerdy guy who's like, oh yeah, I love yanderes. Yanderes are great until it actually happens, and you're like, wait, this is not what I thought. This is wait. No.
Oh, you pitiful person! You always get yourselves way in over your head, but when it's too late, it's too late.
Yeah, so
you let a yandere into your life and they never leave.
Oh yeah, no, trust me, I know. But luckily I haven't had to deal with that yet, right? Because I haven't crossed that bridge. I don't have any yanderes that obsess over me yet. Right? Yeah. No, never. I'm not too far deep into anything, right? Never. I love it. Next question for you is that what's your thoughts on the VTube community at the moment? No, you don't want it? No, no worries, no worries. That could be.
I will go completely off my hinges if I start talking about the VTuber
True.
community at this point.
True. Like that's its own 2-hour like long talk show session.
Yeah, that could take up an entire talk show. Holy.
Ooh, yeah, 100%. And who knows? Maybe if you come back on my show, maybe we'll get into that. But then we'll say that in the future.
I could absolutely I could. It's not that I have only negative things to say. It's just that's a very heavy subject, and I'm very in. Like I don't necessarily see myself as a typical VTuber. I don't see myself as connected to the VTube community like a lot of people. But being around it and seeing how it works and seeing the intricacies of it and the shallow pedanticness of people within it, it's one of those things that I could talk a lot about how there's a lot of good that's in the VTube space, but also how it's exemplified the worst parts of the internet, and I would rather not like get too into that, because otherwise it's going to completely take away from the point of the talk show.
Makes sense. Like I said, that could be a separate thing. And if you guys would like to see that, let us know. We will totally schedule something that is just us talking about the VTuber space, the communities that goes into it, and the whole discussion of where they started to where they're going to now. So if you guys would like to see that, let us know. We'd love to see that.
If you want an analogy, it's like the VTube community sped ran how the furry community evolved.
Yeah, I heard.
Took 20 years to get to VTubers took 5 years.
They definitely sped ran it. Oh my god. Well, then that's be a good way to like kind of see how they're going, because we can compare it to the furry community. So we'll see.
I actually made a video like back when I was trying to dabble with what kind of form of content I was going to make, which was literally an entire video just dedicated to furries versus VTubers and how VTubers just discount furries.
Send me that video. I would love to check it out. That'd be cool.
It is an old one, and I would advise you to look at it with a grain of salt, considering it was like 3 years ago. But the sentiment of it is pretty much still on point. Even if my choice of editing style for it is maybe not what I would do now.
I'll promise I will give you a grain of salt on yours, as long as you don't go into super deep into my long list of VTuber interviews I've done in the very beginning, where I had like sound issues and weird lighting issues, and yeah, just don't look at those ones.
Hey, we are not the failings we had in the past. We are what shapes us from growing from those failings.
Exactly. Like if you do, one day I want to do like an anniversary of my streams and like look back on all my VTuber interviews that I had in the past and kind of like talk about them. So that'd be kind of cool. We'll see how it goes. But let's get to the next question, and that is, what changed? This is actually a really good question for you. What has changed from the beginning when you started your content career to now, and how you like project yourself, the quality of your content, all that kind of stuff?
My gender.
Oh, okay, that's definitely one thing.
Yeah. Starting from all the way back when to where I am now. That's definitely one big thing that's changed. I'd say my like focus on things, like one of the big things that I was really bad at, or like I don't want to say it's bad, but like I suppose my priorities. I got so fixated with numbers and trying to be a show person and trying to put on a face that wasn't mine. And it was the biggest pitfall I fell into. Ultimately, I could talk about all the intricate little details about the things that have changed, but it ultimately comes back to I went from making things and being someone for other people to being someone for myself. Everything that I used to do was what I thought people wanted me to be. I changed myself, I made myself, and did things for other people rather than myself. And now I do everything for myself first, which is why I started doing coding, guitar, music, voice. I started putting myself first in all those ways. That is the thing that changed.
That's a great thing. That's a really good thing to have as a person, as an individual. You should be more selfish. Be more selfish of the things you want. I definitely learned that.
You have to put yourself first to make other people before you can make other people happy.
Exactly. And like I learned that like very late in my life. I'm 33 years old. I didn't really like have that feeling. I knew about it throughout many years, but I never really actually knew how to do it until just recently. And oh my god, I've been so much more happier, and actually been more successful
that's
too.
kind of like a millennial thing, right? Like I feel like millennials, especially like people who are sort of 30-ish now, like you and me, we were very much brought up with that social norm of being considerate of other people, especially in England. Like we're very much like brought up to have this notion that we have to help our fellow man and everything. But you get into this sort of mindset where you end up, especially for like, this is something that neurodivergent people tend to fall into as well, because social norms aren't as easy to grasp, and it's harder to like really understand yourself in that same way that a lot of people who aren't neurodivergent tend to. And you tend to seek your own happiness through other people's happiness, and that was and is one of the biggest hurdles that a lot of neurodivergent people go through, is that they don't know how to internalize emotions. And that is kind of what led me down to the path that led me to where I was. And there was that sort of like epiphany moment where I realized this. And until you realize that, you don't really know how to like look back and aggrandize your whole existence and like really what's the word, like you don't know how to have retrospective until you know there's something wrong to begin with, which is the problem about being neurodivergent, is that it's hard to internalize and even process things of yourself because you're always putting other people first.
Yep, 100%. Like that's actually a very psychological like thing to think about, is that you can't take care of others unless you have been taking care of yourself. You can't allow other people to be like, oh, this guy got his act together, I should listen to him, if you don't have your act together. But then they're like, well, what the frick are you telling me stuff to do? If you can't even do it yourself. It's kind of the same mindset.
Exactly.
And Thick Link, you are the stinky. I'm definitely not the liar, and it's amazing to see you. I love ya. Love ya and your stinky ways. He's the reason why I take showers. He's the reason why I take showers before stream. Boy smell. Yes. See, he has the boy smell. I have the Axe body spray men shit smell. That's the kind of ones I have.
This talk show is sponsored by was it Manscaped?
Manscaped. Yeah, no, if only I were, that'd be easy. That'd be so easy for me. I'd be like, also, if you guys want to have the smooth feel of the being a man, just get Manscaped. I have the commercials already in my head. I got it. It'd be easy for me. Let's get some fun facts about you. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Cool. First one. What is your favorite video game or video game franchise?
Oh God. Okay. There's a few, because there's a few that have like. So I could tell you the game that has ruined my life, called World of Warcraft. I have 20,000 hours in.
Wow. That's a lot.
But I hate it.
I know the feels.
It's that sunk cost fallacy. I have too much time in this game. I can't give up, otherwise all that time goes to waste.
As League of Legends for me.
StarCraft 2 was my big game. I played it professionally to a degree. I made money off playing it. I went to tournaments. Like that is actually one of the things that kind of started, like back when I was doing PlanetSide 2, like I said earlier, a lot of my very first streams were me playing that game professionally. I was a shoutcaster for it. I got to cast tournaments, host tournaments, lots of different stuff. As for like favorite, like there's a number of games. Like Doom is just something that's so ingrained in my in my childhood and everything. I play Metal Gear Revengeance like at least once a year at this point because it's that goddamn good. There's a number of games I could say, but those are definitely some of like the big ones for me. Dark Souls as well.
Ooh, I love Dark Souls. Good choice. I like your taste. You have good taste. Very good taste.
Yeah, my taste, huh?
Yeah, your taste is really good. I think it's actually really. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's that coffee you had earlier. Did you wonder why it tasted a bit weird?
Yeah, I was wondering why. And also, it has some green stuff in it.
That's because I was in it. I put myself in there. Yes.
Nah.
Enjoy the mind control.
Oh wait, mind control. Oh, I was wondering why you've been.
Did I mention that my goo is a psychosomatic? What's the word for it? Psycho. It gets into your brain.
Oh, well. This is the worst things that have been in my brain. This has been worse things. Worth it. Let's go. Next question for you, and that is, if you could live in any video game or anime world, what would you like to live in?
Me side. I'm
Right?
gonna let those bitches show me up.
I know, right? No. That'd be a good fight, by the way. That'd be a really good fight. I would love to see a death battle between that.
Not that I have a superiority complex, but they got to know how to yandere properly.
Yeah, you need to have right. You need to know how to yandere. That person got away way too quickly on so many different chances that yandere had.
It's always in the chase, but sometimes there's so much of a chase that you're just making up for the fact you're terrible at keeping them in your space.
Exactly. Come on, guys. You gotta learn how yanderes work. You gotta learn. See, Thick knows how it is. You gotta be cute and adorable, and with a knife and dangerous. That's how you do it.
Exactly.
Next question. If you could collab with any VTuber out there, no matter how big or small they are, who would you like to collab with?
There are so many people that I'd like to. It's that sentiment as well of like, I don't define who I collab with based on numbers or anything. So the answer to that is anyone who isn't a cunt.
Yep. Good answer. I respect that. Yeah, 100%. Like, if you're just a cool, awesome person, then yeah, 100% just join in. And if you're not, then yeah, just no. Nope, I can see that. It's a good answer. Next question for you, and that is, what's next for you? What's your goals? What would you like to accomplish?
Oh god, having a clear mind, not being depressed, and to get my comic out there and get the next chapter of my streaming stuff going without a hitch, and to do the comic and the debut and the music stuff and coding and host events and stuff like that I mentioned already. All that stuff to actually do the thing.
A lot of things you're doing. You're a very, very productive person.
Have to be.
Yeah, you do. You have to be. 100%. Well, hey, you know what? You're doing a great job. I think you are on your path to become one of the best people out there. Just you individually and as a content creator. And I can't wait to see how much you grow and how much you achieve in the many, many years I'm going to be watching you.
Well, it's kind of why I lead myself to believe that, like, when I was doing the Warframe stuff back in the day, sure, I had like 300, 400 viewers when I was doing that kind of thing, but I've remade myself, and it's like the episodical thing. This most recent chapter has only just begun for me, and once I actually start realizing that kind of stuff, once I start doing the stuff I have planned, I know that this is the kind of content I've wanted to make pretty much my entire life, and it's the kind of stuff that works, and it's knowing, like, having that mindset of knowing what it is you want to do so much, but just needing a way to, like, tangibly make the thing.
Yep, 100%. Like, and that's probably really good that you have thought about this, and you actually did income doing it. But some people, I have a friend who like was kind of stuck. He was known for making Dragon Ball Z content and Pokemon content, and when he went off to go do something else, he lost like almost 90% of his player base, and now he's trying to scrape back to get his community come back by going back into the Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z content. And he's so stubborn that he does not want to just reset his life and just go do something else, you know, and because he's just trying to cling back on his like amazing content that he had before. And he still does do amazing content, but now he has less of the viewership for it.
The trouble is as well, now in the environment of content creation, it is the hardest and worst it has ever been to get noticed for things. You have to try so much harder. Like, I'm not saying that it was easy back in the day, but with the environment of Twitch and how things have been flowing with numbers and just general cadence of viewership, and just the way the platforms are now and where most of the social circles are. Like, if you could have a really great idea for a bit of content, but it's really hard to like conglomerate those kind of audiences to actually get eyes on your big projects, considering how reliant on short form content the internet is at the moment. Yeah. So I fully respect that. It's hard, and it's again hard. It's one of those notions of really needing to do what's needed before you do what you want, and how hard it can be about wanting to make that compromise and not wanting to give up on your ideals that heavily, or at least not to a point of like sacrificing the notion of what it was you were trying to make to begin with.
Yep, 100%. That's why, like, very early in my years of like trying to do content creation, I try to figure out like what I want to do and what I can do consistently, because like I wanted to make sure that I wouldn't get stuck in that same kind of like rhythm. that like I just play one thing over and over again. So in the very early years of like content creation, when I'm still getting new people to check me out, I try to experiment and try and do a whole bunch of different things. And finally, I settled onto my content that I make now, and I enjoy doing it. And I like that people are starting to follow me to check out more of that content, because I can continue doing it and keep on enjoy doing it without the fear of like, if I get bored of it, I can move on to something else, because I still enjoy doing it.
Exactly. And that's honestly one of the best ways of doing it. And there's no like clear-cut way of how to make content or what to make content, or like the mentality to have is that no content is irrelevant, but not all content is made equal, and you have to kind of know what content is you're making and where it works before you can really like capitalize on it, and to realize that sometimes it's like some things are just not going to work the way you want them to.
True, 100%. Lately, that's one of the biggest things I learned in very early in my content career, is that I can put pounds and tons of sweat and time into making like a video, and then it just release and no one sees it. And then I will just put like the bare minimum on a video or a clip, and it just blows up. And ever since I learned that, I decided to make all my content as like simple and easy for me to bring out and release as much of the content as possible. Because that way, if it doesn't do well, like, well, I didn't put that much time and work into it. But if I did do well, then I know that this what I'm doing is working, you know? So, I'm not saying
nobody talks about the mental taxation you go through being a content creator, like mental health. Mental health?
Yeah, mental health. Never.
Man, could never. Like people are gonna be saying, they're gonna, oh, you play video games for a living.
Well,
that sounds like
it's so easy. So easy. You just play.
So easy. That sounds so easy.
So easy, and then you like don't know like what's going on in the background. You're just like stressing in the corner, like, oh my god, what did he do now? What did I do?
Stability. Yeah, stability. I'm so stable. I'm on a tightrope, and I feel like I'm about ready to fall off because of my imbalance.
Yeah, and nothing's gonna go wrong if I just take one last step that I did before. Oh no, if I go backwards, I'm still gonna be in the same spot I was before. No, all that good stuff, all the good stuff. We content creators are always mentally stable, right?
And that's the gaslighting we like to give out to the rest of it. Unless you're like me, who just leans into it, is like, no, I'm immensely neurodivergent and completely unstable and completely off my rocker, and you motherfuckers love it.
Yeah, let's go.
That way, you at least get that secondhand feeling of knowing you're not the cringiest person in the room.
Yes, we all don't want to be the cringiest. We don't want to be the cringiest. So when we do it ourselves, you feel special about yourself. It's great. It's amazing. It's awesome. It's awesome. But that's one advice I would give to everyone, is that because I have a lot of friends who are very starting out and they like are afraid to release content. They're like, well, I want it to be perfect. I want it to be really good. I was like, no, just release it. Push it out. Release the content. Even if it's not up to your standard, just release it and see how it does. And then as slowly as you release more and more content, you can better yourself, keep improving yourself. So I'm not saying you should just
stuff later once you have an audience.
Exactly. You know, like it's all gonna suck in the very beginning. Everything you do, you will suck at. That is just how
it's honestly so true. In the early stage, you just gotta pump some slop out and then start putting in the work with the editors and put more time into things later and refine it when you have the luxury of time.
Exactly, 100%. So just do it. Just have fun. As long as you enjoy yourself doing it and you just release it, as time goes on and you still keep doing it, you'll get better. That's just human nature. We get better the more we do things. So as long as you keep doing it, you'll improve. And that actually leads to my next question perfectly. And that is my final question of the night. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Cool. And this is one of my...
baby.
I'll give it to you. All of it. All of it.
Give me the question. I mean, the question, of course. The question.
Oh, yeah, the question. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, right? Totally the question. And the question is, do you have any advice for those who want to get into streaming / VTubing?
Don't.
Just like, okay, cool. Well, hey guys, we'll all end up for tonight. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
No, honestly, you should do it because you want to. You should do it because you want to have fun, and it's because you want to make something. if your intent and purpose is to get into content creation because you want to make money, you're going to fucking fail and you're going to hate yourself. I had a friend who, back in the day, decided to quit their full-time, really well-paying job as a coding executive to start streaming full-time, and they didn't have an audience, they didn't have anything, so they didn't even have a Twitch channel technically when they quit their job. They quit cold turkey with barely enough money in their bank to even live off of for more than a couple of months. Surprise, surprise, about 3 months later, they had to beg for their job back after having sunk all of their money into this and had only garnered about 300 followers and could maybe average 5 viewers at a time, thinking that they would be the next, God, who was it at the time? Summit 1G or whatever his name was.
Come on.
Doesn't go that way.
No. Don't just drop everything. This is a hobby first, please.
And honestly, if you make money the reason why you stream, people will tell, and people can tell when you're being disingenuous. And if money is the only thing you care about, people will notice, and then they're gonna see you as a little shitbag.
Yep, 100%. Like I love that one clip of there was like 2 clips right by it says there was this one lady who was streaming and she's like how can you guys
a month?
Yep, exactly. Like you guys have $5 in your paycheck. Don't think you can't just give it to me. I deserve it. And then there's another clip of some guy just working on a boat, and he's like got donated. It's like, oh hey, can I give that back to you? I don't do this for money. I just do it because I enjoy it.
I saw that.
I love that clip. This is the best.
How much of that is like clip farming? People just like faking it for the sake of rage bait or whatever. But the concept is true.
Yeah, the concept is 100% true. It's just like, if you enjoy doing what you're doing, like, everything will come to you. But if you go into it knowing that you want to be treating it as like it's a way to make money, you'll definitely not enjoy it. This is why I will never want to be a full-time content creator. It's because I enjoy this too much. I have so much fun. And I just want to continue to just do this kind of stuff. I have my own well-paying job that allows me to afford my house and all the things I want to do on my own. I treat that differently than this, and as long as I separate those two, I will continue to enjoy the things I'd like to do.
Exactly. And ultimately, that's the big thing. If you're going to do content creation in any way, shape, or form, do it because you want to, do it because you intend on having fun, do it because it's something you've just wanted to project and share with friends, and things build up from there. And then if you want to take it a bit more seriously, you can.
Exactly.
As long as you're doing it because you enjoy it, that's what matters.
Exactly. 100%. 100%. Perfect advice. I love it. Cool. The one who should not be named. The one who shall not be named. Is that you, Tricko? What? I should be named. I want to be named. My name is cool. I like my name. I think my name is really awesome.
I thought your name was Bitch.
How dare? You know what? I have a defense mechanism for you. Okay. I can do this. Okay. So. It's my defense mechanism whenever VTubers get too antsy. Are you ready for it? Cheese attack. Take that. Take that. Oh, no, you ate it.
Yummy.
Well, take it.
I'm glad you have. I'm glad you feed your guests. Honestly, like I go to so many of these things and they just don't feed us.
It's a weapon. It's an attack. Because I know that VTubers are usually lactose intolerant, so that's why I always throw at them.
Tricko has given Inky a gift. Inky is here forever now.
Wait, no, that's not how that works. It's not some Dobby thing. It's not a Dobby thing. I'll give you article of clothing and you just stay here forever.
Master has given Dobby a cum sock.
Oh no! He's here forever! Yeah! That'd be great. All right, so we're wrapping it up for us today. That's all the questions I have for you. Thank you so much for answering all those questions. I really appreciate it. I had a blast. I think it was good.
Yeah.
We do.
I appreciate you inviting me. It was fun.
Of course. I'm finally glad we got this time set up. You know, I know it's very difficult with time zones and everything like that, but I do appreciate you giving me your time to come on my show. And it was really difficult because I know that different months we've been playing for this for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no,
the way America's going, you should just move to England.
I might as well. You know, I heard you guys free.
England is currently better off than America at the moment.
Yeah, pretty much. Like free healthcare. Shoot, I might as well just head over there. Jeez, 100%. Probably better job too. Oh, Tricko, I keep forgetting to ask you about the Helldivers. Oh, we should play Helldivers. I'm down for Helldivers. It's been a while since I played it, so I definitely should play it.
Hell democracy.
Democracy. Yes, exactly. Might as well. And then we do have a spin. I know that we're getting close to our time limit, so we'll definitely be going to it. So there's a few more questions, 4 more spins, and then just let me know when you have to head off. Okay?
Sure.
Go. And so 3 more spins for you guys. This is Flamer, Real Tall. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I love you to death still. You're still awesome. Lamar. Doing some stuff. Do all the stuff, Will. Do all the stuff. Is taco a sandwich?
No, it's delicious.
Yeah, it is pretty delicious. Nothing wrong with it.
Does it matter?
No. As long as you eat it, it tastes good.
Stupid ass question is a hot dog a sandwich? Does it matter?
As long as you eat it and it's good, that's all that matters. A good answer. Love it. Cool. No worries. I like that. Good. Like, it's food. It's delicious.
Don't you give me none of that pedantic nonsense. Sandwich, taco, I mean, they're all gonna end up in my belly regardless. True.
100%. It doesn't matter what they're called. Oh, this is a fun little question for you. I'm curious how you're gonna answer this one. If you could have been a different kind of VTuber and not like the kind of set of different VTubers you are right now, what kind of VTuber would you be?
A mentally stable one.
Yes, you know what? Those are always the best ones. I wish I had more of those. Those would be the best ones. I'm still trying to find one like that. That's hard. It's hard to find. It's very hard to find.
Aspire to many things. Mental stability should always be at the forefront.
Exactly. Take care of yourself, guys. Take care of it. You are a very important person, and you should always take your responsibility of yourself over others. Cool. That's 2 spins right there for you. Trigger is trapped in the mansion now. I didn't even know I was in there until at the end of all this stuff.
Oh, well, no matter what happens now, the next door you go through is going to lead you into the mansion.
Ah. But if I stay right here,
Yes. Theoretically, if you stay forevermore in this room, sure. But you'll have to leave eventually.
I have a mini fridge right there. I have plenty of snacks and all my entertainments right here. I will have to get money somehow.
Well, you know, the call of the mansion will loom to you. There'll be food and warmth and your immortal soul there. So, you know, we'll be waiting.
Oh, okay. Well, my soul is not worth that much, so I bet it'd be perfectly fine. Not much will change. As long as you have free Wi-Fi.
Mister, don't you go degrading yourself.
I'm joking.
That's my job.
My job. No, I see. I think so. Don't forget the Wi-Fi. That's what I'm saying. The Wi-Fi. Shoot, that's freaking sick. I'm down for free Wi-Fi. And they just increased my Wi-Fi bill from 70 to 110. So free Wi-Fi would be nice. Free Wi-Fi. Yeah, no, I look for no reason too, other than the fact that like, hey, we need more money. Yeah, it's Comcast.
I thought so. Yeah, that pretty much answers it for me.
I was pretty surprised because I went from like Suddenlink to like Comcast when I moved from my old hometown to this new town. And when I moved over here, they were like, "Oh yeah, it's only $70." So I was like, "Is that really it? That's the catch?" I didn't realize that 2 years down the line it'll go back up. I'm like, okay, that's what it is. But you know what? But apparently there was a scam. I don't know how it happened, which I'm kind of blaming Comcast for this.
A scam?
What?
But no,
but check this out. This is actually even worse of a scam. So I don't know what Comcast was doing, but I guess they are like giving out my personal information somehow, because I got a call from people outside the United States trying to call me up and says, "Hey, your internet bill is going to go up in price." I'm like, okay, well that makes sense. Honestly, you can keep it down for only as $30 a month. Keep the same internet speed, but you have to pay for 3 years up front right now.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
Well, see, I thought it was like that's terrible. That's a terrible idea. No, the scam. No, doesn't make sense. Who would pay 3 years up front for an internet bill like that? No one has that money, like especially nowadays. No one is. So I went into a Xfinity like Comcast store, and I was like, "Hey, what the frick?" And they're like, "Oh no, that's a scam. We don't do that. Your bill is going to go up, but we don't offer that as a service." I was like,
"That's bullshit.
How did it happen?" Yeah, no, how did they get my number, and how do they know that my bill is going up? Comcast, get your stuff together. Selling my information.
Fine. No, I mean, at least in England, the only thing we have to worry about is our own ineptitude.
Nah, that sounds like fun though. It sounds like a good time.
Yeah, we only have to worry about our governmental systems giving out our credit card details.
Ah, yeah. Well, you know what? My like with who's in charge of my government situation, I think my information has already been out there like way too long. But they just see all the debt I'm in, and they're like, you know, that's fine. We don't have to deal with this guy.
Brokies.
No brokies. The job I work at, sometimes we work with a lot of private information. And I remember like someone accidentally left their social security card, and we called them and gave it back to them and anything like that. But there was a joke that was thrown out in my office of saying that, oh, hey, look, if you want to steal this person's information, you can do that right here. And everyone's like, yeah, with our clientele, there's nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing. We wouldn't want to touch that. We wouldn't want to touch that.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, look, what? We separate ourselves from nonsense and make our own reality.
Yep, exactly. But we're wrapping it up for us. Any final questions, any final spins before we let you go? Also, while we do this, I always like to give my first raid suggestion to my guest here. Is anyone you'd like us to raid? How do you spell that? Let me.
Are you listening? Are you writing?
Yeah, I'm right there. I'm writing down. I'm typing this right now. Wow. Oh wow, that person is like a really big freaking Twitch streamer. I don't know if I can follow that person. That may be a little difficult.
I have no clue who to raid.
I have a bunch of people I can raid if you want me to. I just always like to give first suggestion to my guest.
Yeah, raid someone you know.
Cool, awesome. No problem.
Decisions are hard.
Decisions are hard. Choices are always difficult. While I look for someone, apparently it's Reverse Pi Day. I didn't know that was a Reverse Pi Day. I like Pi Day though. Pi Day's great. Reverse Pi Day. I wonder what that means. They give me a free pie. Let's see who we can raid while we get another spin. All right, this might be an interesting person. I think I know the answer, but just in case, are you a cat person or a dog person? See.
Nay. Nay.
It would have been funny if it was like a moo. I can see it both. No, you know what? I can see
horse.
You're a horse. I can see you be a horse person.
I'm a horse.
You look like
Especially
a horse.
with what lays between my legs. Boom.
Oh! Just boom! Whoa. Oh, well, you know what? Good to know. Let's see. Do you want to send this lovely raid over to Elara? Do you know who Elara is?
Oh, I know Elara. She's a friend, yeah.
Awesome, let's send it to her. It's been a while since I've raided her, so let's go give her a lovely raid. Looks like she's doing some conversations about the VTube community, so yeah. Fun conversations.
Ah, yes. One of the people who's willing to put themselves through that scrotal torsion of
yeah, all respect for Elara. All the respect. She's a hard worker too. She's a very hard worker. But yeah,
absolutely. I respect the shit out of the fact somebody is
same here.
willing to put themselves through that level of pain.
Oh yeah, and she like does other stuff too. Like 100%. All respect. But yep, that's gonna be it for us today. Thank you guys so much for joining in. You guys all freaking amazing. Of course, it's a pleasure to happen. Where can people find you, by the way?
In a ditch.
Oh, in a trash heap. No.
Behind your cupboard, ready for you to go to bed tonight.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know where you'll be in my room, but where will other people find you?
Just on my Twitch, Twitter. I got YouTube stuff that I do. You know, the usual places, that kind of jazz.
Awesome. Well, hey, go check her out. She deserves more attention. She has awesome content, and she has a lot more coming for her. So definitely make sure you check her out and awesome stuff. And as always, if you guys like to check out new VTubers, I host this show each and every week. We get to check out a new VTuber. So if you like to check out someone new, you can also follow me if you want to. But until then, thank you guys. Or else. Yeah. You have to listen to the Yandere. Always listen to the Yandere. Look at that face. Wouldn't that, you don't want to deceive that face, right? Never. Never.
Otherwise, you might be getting a bit too much of a close look at it.
Yeah, which we might not like. We might actually like that. We'll see. Well, I'm gonna have to close the curtains on this one. Hopefully nothing bad happens when this happens. But thank you guys so much for joining in. You guys all freaking amazing. We'll see you guys next time. Oh, don't leave Discord yet, okay?
Gotcha.
Cool. Awesome. To see you guys later. Bye, everyone. Bye, chat. It's great to see you. Bye.
Better go to bed with your eye. What I open tonight. Bye.
Looking forward to it.